Stop asking God to do things that he has called you to do. And I know this sounds like a crazy statement. Before we get to it, give me a couple minutes and I'll explain to you what I mean. Because more specifically, I'm talking about guarding your heart. And if you like this content, this little devotional, hit the thumbs up, comment, share with your friends. There's actually a announcement at the end that I'm gonna make about this. But back to the topic. So growing up, I was sheltered, basically. My parents sheltered me, which was a good thing. I didn't like it at the time, but I wanted to engage in worldly things, of course. And I eventually got to it, and I was able to look. I eventually looked at movies, shows, looked at music, had social media, and just images of what I thought what success looked like, what I thought it would, the lust of being successful, and which actually brings me to a song. Well, there's actually two songs on that same album by Drake, So Far Gone. Like, there's Lust for Life and there's Successful. But more specifically for this case, it is Successful, which he was talking about. I want the money, I want the cars and the clothes, the hoes, I suppose. I just want to be successful. And that got embedded in me at probably because I would sneak and try to listen to it because my parents would try to not let me listen to that music, but I snuck and listened to it. And so that got embedded in me at a young age. And so out of that flowed a lot of my actions in life. And eventually I acted upon it. And then that eventually actually hurt me in the long run by being a hoe. But to stick with the topic on hand, guarding my heart from that, which my parents was trying to instill in me, would have kept me from that. And so I will prove it to you with Proverbs. Proverbs 4:23 says, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. So if I want to live a disciplined life, if I want to live a life pleasing to God, I have to guard my heart. It's not even up to God to guard my heart. It's up to me because of the fact that God gives you the ability to do what pleases him. And so it's in you to do it, but it's up to you to do it at the same time. And so if you don't even believe that, I'm going to just start firing off scriptures. James 4:8, come near to God. So that first implies you have to come near to God. And then he will come near to you. Wash your hands. That's what it says. Wash your hands. Not he washes your hands. You wash your hands, you sinners, and purify your hearts. Not God purifies. You purify your heart. You double-minded. 1 John 3:2-3. Dear friends, now we are children of God, and what we will be has not yet been made known. But we know that when Christ appears, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is. All who have this hope purify themselves. Not God purifies them. They purify themselves just as he is pure. That's what it says. God did his job, giving us his spirit in order to do what pleases him. But also we have a responsibility. Faith without works is dead. And so if we don't have show me your faith without deeds and I will show you my faith by my deeds. That's what James says. And so again, we're going to keep going down this list. 2 Peter 1:3-4. His divine power has given us everything we need for a godly life through our knowledge of him who called us by his own glory and goodness. Through these, he has given us his very great and precious promises, so that through them you may participate. You may participate in the divine nature, having escaped the corruption in the world caused by evil desires. What does participate mean? I'm glad you asked. You don't even have to answer. I got you. Participate, to take part in action or endeavor. So you have to take part in purifying and guarding yourself, because God gives you a new heart. He takes the heart of stone, give you a heart of flesh. He puts his spirit in you. But at the end of the day, you got to maintain, just like a new house. You have to maintain the house in order to keep it clean. You have it in the beginning clean, hopefully. I would assume that. But you also have to maintain it. You have to guard it. Unless you're going to let intruders just come in and just rob you. And I don't think you would want somebody to do that to your house, but you would want somebody to do that to your heart? Hey, I'm just saying. So how do we purify ourselves? Well, these are practical ways. Well, there's one way, social media. Yeah. So there's actually an action in social media called not interested. And this is an active thing. This is how you participate. You actively have to press the 3 dots. And then it shows not interested. And you got to press it. I'm not even trying to seem like smart. I'm trying to really tell you. You have to do this because you got to be able to guard your heart. Because if you're going to be shown twerking all day, you're going to get thirst traps all day. And then people just trying to flex with their money. I don't even know if this is the thing anymore, but like the money like this and they just hold it. I don't even know if that's the thing anymore. That's never been my thing. So I look corny doing it, but that's active. Music. I'm not saying you have to listen to every gospel song. I'm not saying that. You know what puts you in a mood. I know what puts me in a mood. I used to listen to Another Day by Party Next Door. That was 2020. That was my jam. I knew right when I put that on, I'm definitely about to go to link with a girl. I'm trying to put that song on, get her in the mood, and we going to do our thing. I don't listen to that no more. Why? Because I'm called to be holy as God is holy. I can't just be sleeping around with women no more. And so guard yourself. You got to take inventory. This is just saying take inventory. Movies and shows. Again, I'm not saying you got to just look at Christian movies all the time. I'm not saying that. But also for me, I can't just be looking at movies with just sex all day. Now, me, because I used to be looking at porn. And all that's going to do is flare up. The porn that used to be there is going to flare up. And it's going to be like, oh, what we doing? And so I have to guard myself from it. And sometimes it might, if it sneaks up on the movie, I have to just look away. I'm not saying I'm going to catch it every time, this movie I won't know sometimes until it actually happens. And so I have to guard myself. And so those are just active ways. And what we fill it, because you can't just starve something. You have to actually refill it, because if you starve something, like if I go without food all day, the first thing that I might see is something that's convenient. And what's convenient may not be healthy. So what convenient might be for me would be, okay, I didn't go food all day. I might get some candy to fill it up. But it's not what I wanted to do. And so what we have to refill it with, we have to refill it with the things that would be pleasing, that would not compromise our heart. And so that is today's encouragement. Guard your heart. Take inventory. Today's action is just to take inventory of what you're looking at the whole time. And so that is today's video. I am going to just say this announcement. I actually don't want this to just be about me giving you encouragement. I actually want you to be a part of giving the encouragement. And so what the plan is, if you want to give encouragement, if you want to put yourself out there on social media, we will give you the platform. Give us 3 to 7 minutes of encouragement of whatever you want to look like. You can do it Bible-based. You can just do it, hey, I want to encourage people to be disciplined and keep going. Don't give up. If you want to just say that, if you want to be just motivational, you can do that. What's going to happen is you'll submit a video, and actually I probably need to tell you where to submit a video. You can email us at disciplinelifestyle6@gmail.com. You submit your videos there. And of course, I'm going to scan it, make sure it's nothing crazy. And then you will be posted. Because again, this is not even about me just giving encouragement. It's about us as a community growing together. And that's what I want to create, a community growing together. And next week, we're going to have a special guest who I love and who will definitely encourage you. And so that is today's video. Peace.